Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And this is a continuation of a video, and I'm going to talk about life of an accountant. And before I get to start, kindly subscribe to my channel. Okay, fine. So let's get started. So the life of an accountant. Okay, I've been a practicing accountant for 3 years now, and there are certain things that I've observed with time. And if you're someone who is thinking of becoming an accountant and you'd like to know more about it, I think this is the right place for you to get started. So, one of the things is being an accountant is like a routine, it doesn't change. It's not like going to the field and experiencing different things on a daily basis. No. Being an accountant, it's basically it repeats, it's a repetitive kind of a work. And if you're someone who doesn't like sitting in the office or in one or sitting at one place for long periods of time, I would not really recommend it. And also, the work that you do in the first month will be the same as the work that you do the second month. It may vary a little, but most of the time it will always be the same. And then being an accountant requires someone who has attention to detail. I mean, there's so many transactions that usually happen, and this mostly happens when you're dealing in dollars. With dollars, the cents really matter. So you have to have everything. Okay, you can't really round off dollars. You have to rate it the way it is. At least for our Kenyan shillings or most currencies that are weak, you will always round off the cents, but for the strong currencies, you can't really round off the cents. Like you actually have to record it the way it is. And sometimes it can be, you can actually get annoyed like these things, there's so many, and you have to record each and every one of them the way they appear. And also, you must really be organized, especially when it comes to filing. But I would not advise anyone to get into being an accountant before they pass through the whole process of filing. Filing is something else. And you really need to be good at it. You need to be organized. You need to put everything in order for you to actually it will actually make your work easier if you're really good at filing. I know this sounds so 1900s, but trust me, with accounts, records are everything. They can be your ticket to jail or your ticket to being free. You never know. So another thing is, one thing I've observed about being an accountant is I usually take a keen interest on the exchange rates. Like each and every day, I have to look at the way the dollar is doing, the way the euros are doing in the market. And this is really important, especially if you're dealing in more than one currencies, of which most businesses nowadays deal in more than one currency. And for me, I've dealt with up to 5 currencies. Yes. So sometimes it's really good to wake up every day and then you monitor, because if the dollar rate is just too high, you might actually use it to your advantage, or it can actually work to your disadvantage. And you really have to be keen. And one thing I really noticed with this is when there's a time that we would be making payments and it would be in dollars. So we would actually wait for the dollar rate to go down, and the day it's actually down, that's the day that you make most of your payments. Yeah, so that you can save yourself some money. And yeah, it's something that you have no choice, especially if you're dealing in multiple currencies. You have no choice but to actually watch out for it. Another thing is confidentiality. Being an accountant requires someone who knows how to keep secrets, or someone who really just doesn't yap anything, because these are some serious documents that you're dealing with, and people get their salaries from the money that you're handling. And most of the time, you know what everyone is earning. So the best thing you can do is just be confidential, so that you don't there's some things that people don't really need to know. You do your work, get paid, and go. And Another thing about this is you actually get to know what the company is making, and then you can actually look at what they're paying people, and sometimes it can be a bit disturbing. But then again, that's what you're employed to do. You really need to be confidential. And being an accountant needs like good work ethics. You have to be very professional. You cannot be casual. You're dealing with money. This is the heartbeat of the organization. So if you're thinking of becoming an accountant, just go through those things, the list of things that I've given you, and if you think it's something that you can do, then go ahead. But if you're the kind of a person who can't keep secrets and can't really, okay, if you're the kind of a person that can't keep secrets or oh god, this is a mess. Anyway, thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe.